Hello everyone, it's Shanna. I'm so glad you're here today. Now today I got a couple packages in the mail and I thought I would just do an unboxing. The first one was a package from Spellbinders in which I had ordered some Better Press items, and so I thought I'd real quickly show you what I got. So I've got these Better Press Always You Timeless Sentiments that came in, and I did order a full size of the Better Press Black, and I also got some Better Press ink in colors. I got Strawberry, Leaf, Azalea, and Hydrangea. In addition to that, my Pink and Main kit came in the mail today, and I thought we'd just open it up and look at the elements and then make a card. So it looks like my box got a little dented up in the mail. It had a little mark on there. And of course, everything comes in the mesh project bag, and then your cardstock comes underneath the project bag, and that's how it's packaged. So let's just open this up and see what all we've got inside here. So I'll just lay the bag aside, and I like to go straight off of the contents page and show everything in that order. So we've got the 6x6 stamp set, and this is so cute. It's got all the little sentiments for Tea-Riffic Card, and when I say terrific, I mean tea. So you've got just all kinds of uses of the word tea, and there's two dies in this. We've got this really cute teapot with the glass, and then we've got this decorative stand that you would put your cakes and pies and everything on, and I think it's super cute. So those are going to be really fun to work with. You've also got this exclusive sequin mix, and we also have the 6x6 paper pad. And Pink and Main always has the best double-sided cardstock 6x6 paper pads. I love them. It's always fun to get them and to see all of the bright and cheerful patterns. So I'm going to open this one up and just kind of flip through it and give you an idea. There's lemons and flowers and checks and stripes and polka dots and just all kinds of bright, fun pages to work with. So I think that'll be really fun. In addition to that, we've got 5 sheets of colored cardstock. And you can see we've got a pink, an orange, a yellow, a green, and a blue. And then we've got the specialty paper, and I've got like a silver metallic paper. And then we get the 2 sheets of white cardstock. Of course, you get your Magic Mesh project bag, some gold glossy dots, and you got some street light twine. The twine is new, so I'll be excited to use that. And 4 sketches to work with, so let's just get started. So I've got the dies here, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to work with this teapot die, and we've got the pattern paper, and I'm just going to flip through here and kind of find some paper that I think I might like to use. I've also got all of the sentiments stamped out there to the right, and I just stamped them all at once on the carrier sheet. I also cut my paper down in half, and then I cut half of those halves into A2 size panels, and I've got them ready. And I'm just going to select my paper. I like this stripe pattern paper really well, and I'm kind of leaning toward using the pink and white stripe, and I think that'll be fun. And then I'm going to find another pattern that will coordinate with it that I like. And I like this green and pink floral pattern paper there that I'm going to use, so I'm going to take that. Okay, so I'll just get my desk all organized and we'll just begin working on this card. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with my pattern paper, and then I decide I'm going to grab one of these pieces of the white cardstock. We got 2 sheets of white cardstock in the kit, and I cut them in half, and I'm going to use them for my card bases. I normally use 110-pound Hammermill white, but I thought I got those in the kit. I'm just going to make them card bases, and we'll just make some cards on these 2 white sheets. Now I'm going to put the floral pattern paper on the bottom, and I'm going to bring in my Cricut trimmer here, and I'm going to cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. And so I have a little white edge showing around this pattern paper. And so we'll just take and get this laid down on there. And I've not scored my card right. So I've got a little edge there, and I was trying to see if I could score it better, and I was trying to look and see how it's going to trim up. And I'm deciding that I'm going to take it to my trimmer, to my guillotine, and just trim it right up, and then we'll see how it looks. It looks like it's going to fit okay. And so I'm going to bring in my glue. This is the Sweet Petunia glue press, and I took the cap off of it and squeezed a little dab of glue out of it, and then it's clogged and I can't get any out. So that thing gives me the fits. I'm going to bring in my glue bottle and use it, this tiny little glue bottle, and I'll have better luck with it. I don't know if it's the weather that we're having or if it's, the humidity or what, but I'm not having luck with glue. So I'm going to get this laid down, and then we'll move on to our next panel. And I'm going to make this panel 1/4 of an inch shorter than the other panels. I'm just cleaning up my workspace. I don't like to have a messy, cluttered workspace, and I want it to be visually clear for my videos, so I try to keep it clean. So this one I went 3 3/4 by 5, and we're just going to lay it on there. Now I think I could have either made the floral pattern full A2 size or made this piece a little bit smaller. Glue is clogged again, and it would have shown a little bit more of the floral and green behind that. And I think that could have been pretty, but we've got just a little bit peeking around all the sides, and I think it'll work out just fine. So you can see it peeking out there. So I'm getting that laid down and making sure I've got my card going the right way. And I'm going to bring in my dies, and I thought maybe I could use some of this scrap pattern paper that I've cut away for this, but neither one of them are big enough. And so I'm going to think about that metallic silver paper that came with it, and I'll make a silver teapot, a silver spoon, and I'm also going to grab the lid and make it silver, but I ultimately will not wind up using that. I wind up making a floral lid. So that's what I'm going to use for that, and then I'm thinking that I'll bring the scrap pieces of paper in for the extra embellishments that are going to go on the card, like the handle to the teapot, the spout to the teapot. I'm going to do the bottom of the teapot with that. So now I'm going to trim down these because I want to make the most of this metallic cardstock, and I don't want to run it through my die cutting machine and create any indentations or anything like that. So we'll just cut that down, lay that aside, use it later. I'm going to do the same thing with the floral pattern, and then we'll run these things through the die cutting machine. So I'll get everything die cut out, and then we'll be back with all of our elements. So now we've got everything together, and I've even brought in an arched panel that I have die cut out of the green cardstock that came within the Pink and Main kit. And I'm just going to pop it up. It's going to be the focal point of my card. It's going to be the base for my teapot, my teacup, and all of my elements. So just get some foam tape on here and get this thing laid down. So I've not had a lot of room or a lot of time to be in my craft room crafting just because I've had kids so much. I've had the grandkids a lot, and I just have not had the time. And so I was glad to get an hour yesterday to actually do that unboxing of those packages and to assemble this card. And so I was happy to get it. And I mean, I just clicked stop on that when those kids came back in that door again. So I wasn't able to do the voiceover or anything until later. In fact, I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning and thought, I'll try to get it done so that I could get it out. But then I had a little technical snafu and couldn't work through it before the kids arrived again. So I had to wait until after they left this evening to actually do the voiceover and work through the little technical glitch I had. So here I'm laying the floral adornment on my teapot, and they, those dies are separate so that you can, glam up your teapot if you want to. Now I'm realizing here that I wanted to use this twine, and I forgot before I put my panel down. So I'm going to do some paper surgery here. I'm going to pry this panel up just enough, and I'm kind of off camera because I've got it close to me trying to make sure I'm not ripping anything as I'm doing this. And I'm going to tuck it in, and I'm going to lay it down. Now I watch Tina Smith a lot, Cards and Coffee Time. She's on every day, nearly every day, and I love her style. She is clean and just does a real clean card, and I love that clean and neat style. And she uses a lot of twine and bows on her cards. So I thought I would do that on this, and I'll be using this twine on a lot of cards now that I've got some twine. So I'm just going to tighten that up. We'll snip it off, and then we'll begin laying our other elements. And I think that looks cute. So I've got my little teapot, and I'm thinking this is where I'm going to position it on my little arch, and I'm going to try and figure out how everything else is going to fit on here. Get my little handle to my cup. I think, yeah, it's all going to fit, but it's going to have to hang over the sides a little bit. So that's okay. So I'll get this glued up and get it laid down on my panel, and then we will work on our other elements. And you can see I've die cut that top out of floral image. So I've got an extra silver tea kettle lid in my stash, and I actually die cut out the bigger tag too, but I'm not going to use it because I wanted the smaller tag for the teacup. There's 2 size tags in there, and there's also a little die that says sweet that you could use, and I chose not to use it as well. So I'm just going to get my handle on there and put some foam tape over it just to make sure it's good and secure. I'd put some glue on there, but I wanted to make sure that I caught it with my adhesive too, the foam tape. So I did make sure I did that. And then I've got the little lemon that I die cut out of the yellow cardstock that was part of the scraps. And I'm going to get it glued up and laid down on her. Then I realized I don't want to run glue on all these little tiny lines. So I bring in a strip of the paper that was on the foam, and I just make a puddle and stick it in there and get enough glue on there so it won't make a mess on my card. And I'm going to put a little dab of glue there on the teacup and add my little tea bag to the side of it. And then I'll try to figure out where I'm going to put my spoon. I decide I'm going to put it on the bottom, and I wind up sticking it down there is what I do. And then next I'm going to grab my little lid, and I've decided I'm going to pop it up. So I'll just use some real thin strips of foam tape, and they're not very thick either, so it won't put a huge amount of dimension, but just enough to pop it up over my teapot. So we'll get it laid down on there. And I need a little tiny piece for the handle on that teacup lid, and it's just very small, and it actually will get stuck to my finger, and I'll have to fiddle with getting it tucked back underneath there. So you can see the foam came off of my finger, and I'm just going to try to get it tucked back underneath there so it'll protect the top of that. And there we go. Now I'm going to bring in some of my sentiments. Now I stamped them all at once in a single stamping. I didn't even take them off the carrier sheet. I just used the MISTI to pick up the carrier sheet, stamp all of them at once on this sheet of paper. I don't have dies for them, so it didn't matter how close they were together, so I just cut them as they were on the sheet. And I'm just going to cut out one of the sentiments, and I'm going to add it to my card. Now I'm going to bring in my Cricut trimmer and try and trim it down. I even add some tape to hold it in place while I'm trimming, but I don't do a very good job with it, to be honest. So I'll tape it with my pink tape, my pink pixie tape, and then I've decided, I'm going to do better with my scissors. So I just use my Tim Holtz scissors and just trim it up, and then we'll get this added to our card, and this will finish it up. I kind of forgot to use my glossy embellishments on this, but I think there's enough on here. So I hope you like it. I think it turned out cute. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.